Morning, guys. John here, Mr. Forex Fire. Bit of a later start this morning. I might have to do these from the half 8 time, simply because it's all about structuring yourself to the time you can be in front of the charts. Although last week has been absolutely fantastic, I was setting up from 8. I've got a little bit of a run around, to be honest. From between 8 and 8:30, the kids going to school, the wife going out to work, so they're out and about from around about 8:20. So this allows me to now physically do it from the time that suits me, 8:30 to 10:30. Okay, so there's a 2-hour window there. So we're going to set up as usual the Euro USD. Just going to share the screen, see where we are. 15-minute, let's see where we're at. Again, what you'll see from the 15-minute is the bias, because we're trading within a 2-hour frame. So we move up 2 time frames to the 15-minute just to see where the directional bias is on that, because within the hour or within the 2 hours, what you're getting is generally, let's get this right, you're generally going to get around about 34 candles, okay, within that 2-hour frame. So that's on the 15-minute 15-minute time frame. Within the 2 hours is 34 candles. So as you can see from here, the directional bias is, you can see what we've had on growth all the way along here. The overall growth was 12.79 after this day here. So we're starting a new week. We've got the supply on the top end because we've been on a downtrend, continuation downtrend. From there, guys, the reason why I've got these 2 lower ones underneath here, because I'm going to concentrate as them 2 being possible areas. Okay. What we've got is the block here and the block here. These will equate to 1-minute blocks, but over 15 minutes, you're going to see a consolidated area. Okay. So it's all now about getting this 1-minute set up. And we've got our predefined areas on the top and on the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to do this, guys. Let's just take a look. And it looks as if it's going to be heading down into these bottom areas, to be fair. Right, so you know the drill. Vertical line. Here to your M. Put on the cog. In fact, no, not here to your M. We're doing this from an 8:30 aspect. But I'm going to keep it on 8 a.m. Okay, we'll keep it as 8 a.m. but I'm not looking to be entering any trades until around about 8:30. So I'm still gonna structurally keep this as a starting block of 8 a.m. okay, and then we know our finish time, you've guessed it, guys, is the 10:30 a.m. finish. Okay, so that's our working time. So from there we look at the swing point to the left, identify those areas, the high, the low. Okay, looks like we've broke the structure on the low. Okay, bit of a pullback, short position. So going from there, the stop is this area here. Okay, so we've got the order block of that, stretch it out. We've got the entry just below it, and we've got the stop just above. Again, TP, Mark that out. Have your templates. What else I want to do is the fibs for this week. Do the fibs. And now, as we're coming down overs, what I want you guys to do is on this bit here, because it's on the down, it'll be the 4 to the 44. This will be a move to break even. Okay, we'll get rid of the fibs. And that's our safety net. Okay, we push to here. We move the stop loss to break even. So if the trend reverses, we at least then have a risk-free trade. This is a risk to reward of 1 to 1.72, not massive, but still it's a structured approach. Let's see what we'll get from this, guys. And we'll be back in a bit. Okay, see, we'll get the entry from there. Be back in a bit, guys. I'm just going to stop the share. That's happened pretty quick, to be fair. Share the screen. Let's go on. We've got our move to break even. It's a wick entry. So again, I think this is going to hit the TP, to be fair. We've got a risk-free trade because we'll move to break even now. Let's just take a look. It's coming back up. Come on, push to the TP, push to the TP. Let's see this grey turn all grey. Push. Try and stay alive with you on here, guys, because this could. There, yep, there we have it, guys. There's the first trade of the day. Confirmed. Yeah, confirmed. It's fully grey. First trade of the day, a nice 1.72%. 1.72%. Click OK. We'll minimize this in because we know that this is 1. And we've gotten that within the minute of setup, to be fair. Get rid of this, move to break even, get rid of the TP bit. Okay, and I can get rid of that water block bit. So now we'll just basically wait for the structure point to break again, whether it's going to break on the top side or the lower side. And then we'll take things from there, guys. So I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to pause the video and then we'll move on to the next trade. So the happy days, just under 2% growth straight away. Just bear with me. We'll stop the share and pause the video for now. Guys, back once again. Share the screen. This might be a little bit of fast and furious today, to be honest. So now what we've got is the block here. Okay. Let's just take a look. Short. A short entry. Let's get this along here. 1.33. See if we'll get an entry on here. Again, if this continues on this little bit of downtrend, we could be in for a few bits of profit. This is a 1.33. See if we'll get what entry on here again. The wicks. Do a move to break even. Let's get rid of that. I may even dare pull this down a bit more, to be fair. Yeah. It looks as if the bias is going to be correct for idea. It's going to certainly be heading down towards these two other blocks, you know. But let's see, we'll get that. We need that slight reversal to bring us up into the area of entry. Again, just to show you something, which do here to here. You can see on the swing back from here, we've got our entry as extra confluence. Bang on here, we might get the entry here based upon the fire box. Okay, and just see what's going to give us that from this candle. And you've just got to be continuously active and attune your eye to what you're trading with, because you can get some really good profits with this, but you've just got to stay structured within your 2-hour time slot. And just take a look. Do you want to see if there's anything of interest? I mean, there's nothing for, even if we go up to the half hour. Okay, let's just take a look. We scroll into that there. I'm just wondering if we're going to be hitting imbalance areas and things like that. Yeah, we've got, see this here, here to here, there's an imbalanced area. A nest within a nest, as we call it. Let's just pull this out. Again, you just get to learn these nuances, to be fair. Go back down to the 1 minute. And you see that box within here? Looks like we're coming back up to the entry area. But this is a nest within a nest. It looks like we're coming up. And you see how, I mean, from the wick there down to here, how our entry is now ended within the fire zone. It's wicked out. This again might stop us all, I don't know. But again, there's some extra confluence areas with regards to these areas. Will this reject from here? It looks as if it's going to. And we've got the move to break even, remember, guys, on here. So this is going to protect out on this trade. Hopefully we'll get a touch down onto here, just so if there is a chance that this pushes back up, it's going to save the trade as such as a safety net, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to get rid of that, because you've seen that as the extra confluence. We've got our move to break even. Will this actually come down and touch that just to protect the trade a bit, or is it going to break this order block? Let's find out. I'll stay on live, because it looks like we're going to get 2 or 3 trades based on this 2-hour movement today, to be fair. Let's just wait and see. It looks like it's going to stop us out. Oh, push down. Come on. Give us a rejection. It's right on the edge. It's going to push. It's going to push. It's going to push. There we are. It's pushed. It's pushed us out. Now it'll probably go down and give us a rejection. Maybe I should have factored in that wick as well, to be honest. Is it going to push through that as well? This will be interesting. Again, this is all sort of, it's finding them little nuances and things. I think this is going to push through that. It has. It's took the liquidity on there. Just there we are. Yeah, it's definitely pushed through that. So again, all's not lost. We simply move this across. Treat that as its loss. Get rid of the move to break even. And then from there, We got the last down before the up. And because these are happening pretty quick, in all honesty, guys, maybe because we've got that 2 hour time, maybe we will start and have our cup of tea break just to allow a couple of swing points to come in, because it's not always about just getting in on the trades. Sometimes you've got to allow the markets to breathe, sort of thing. Again, we have to remember as well, we've had a big down maneuver. Okay, so this here in itself quite easily could be just heading, because we broke the structure, we could be quite easily heading up into that area there. And I'm going to mark this just as a different color out of interest. And I want a 44 level. Just out of interest, because I think if this comes up and touches this, excuse me, as an impulse, I'm going to be expecting a big drive back down into these areas. So at the moment, let's get in on another trade. There's nothing spoiling. We're in profit. Let's have that as our area and just keep it as is. That's the TP. Okay. Again, let's keep it safe. Move to break even. Get rid of this. We'll see. We'll get an entry on this one. In the time of me trading this sort of style and this sort of way, I've never really had too many condensed into one little area, to be honest. So again, we have to allow the markets to move. I think the most I've had in one day, based upon the 1 minute, 2 hour way, has been about 4 trades, to be fair. So yeah, based upon this here, that there is 25 minutes worth of candle. Okay, and the measurement is a good 12 pips. So that's what you call an impulse move, to be fair. Let's get rid of that. See we'll get the entry. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to stop the share and we'll come back. We'll see where this end is. Maybe we're going to get a bit of consolidation here on the upper side. We'll see what happens with it. We'll see what happens. Hi guys, I don't know whether the computer went off or not, but we'll share the screen. Bit of a bad chest. I do apologize. Make my handsome head a little bit bigger. So you can see we're getting an entry more or less to the pip. I've kept the TP. Yes, we had a bit of a breakout here, but I wasn't concerned about moving or cancelling off the trade. Well, excuse me, tired. Very tired. We've got a risk-free trade here, to be fair. This is a 1 to 2. We'll just see if it's going to play out. Stretch this out a little bit more. Just remember, this is a risk-free trade now, because we have had the move to break-even area. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video. We'll come back just to reiterate, just to go back on things. We've got, let's get the calculator out as well. Let's take a look at this. So this morning, we've had a 1.72 minus the 1. We are going to be just under 3. If this one kicks in, we're going to be on a 2.72 trade for the day. Again, this is a risk-free trade at the moment. We'll call back in a minute or two. I think it's time to go and make that cup of tea. It's just after 9 o'clock. I always make a cup of tea halfway through my session, and then we'll see where we are from there, guys. Okay. So again, we are in small profit at the moment, but profit is profit overall, and it stacks up onto what we did last week. Again, I hope you're enjoying what I'm doing with regards to, once we define our entry, stop losses and TPs, how we can use these fibs to attain a level. Okay, we can attain a level of a move to break even. You can see how this has been respected as well. I'm not fussed if this stops out, to be fair, because it is a break even trade. You could factor in on your live trading with this that you could have it a few pips above, just so you get something out of it. But for documentation purposes, we're just going to treat it as a move to break even. So if it does stop out, it's just a non-existent trade. Okay, guys, so just going to pause the share, and we'll be back in a minute after I've made a cup of tea. And as predicted, guys, just to share the screen, I did see early on the impulse move here. We've had the push back up to 50% of this area. It looks as if we've hit a consolidation phase. Not worried about that, to be fair. All that means is from here, from the candle here to here, so far we've had nearly an hour's worth of consolidation, to be honest, and that has been around about 4 pips of movement between that area. Again, all's not lost. We're on a break-even trade with this, to be fair. We're in a 0.72 profit for the day. Again, we might get that push up to the TP area. We'll see how it goes. Again, I'm going to pause the video. We'll come back in a minute. I'm not too worried if this plays out until the 10:30 finish. It just means we've just attained a little bit of profit for the day. Okay, it looks as if it's going to make its impulse move to the downside. I'm going to keep this on for now. And we might find that we're going to push out of here. Okay, so let's just see what happens. We'll give it a minute or two. Looks like it's finally make a decision on which way it wants to go. Remember, guys, this would be a break-even trade if it did do this. And then we'll take the next steps from there. And we're still heading down in this downtrend, to be fair. We've got lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. We'll get liquidity build up along here at the moment, so it's a little bit of indecisiveness. Eventually, this is going to want to turn and go to the upside, to be honest. But again, this is why we are playing between. There's a couple of areas on the upside for supply, and most certainly on these areas down here. However, don't forget what we did from this morning. We were looking at the other candles closer in this 15-minute order block in this nesting area. Again, it holds a significance. Okay, again, if you were to use the power of these fire zones, anywhere between these areas could be a reversal point as well if it was to push down inside of there. But we'll just leave that on for, we'll leave them fibs on there for now, and we'll just see what happens with regards to the price on here. I'm going to pause the video. We'll be back in a moment. I'm going to stretch this out over to the 10:30 area. I don't think it's going to last as long as that, but the price is misbehaving a bit. It's gone into consolidation a bit. We'll see what happens from there, guys. Okay, speak to you in a bit. Hi guys, back again. Got a cup of tea. We're midway through where we are at the moment. Let's see what's happened with this trade. Share the screen. Boom! There we have it, guys. Can't make this up. We've got a 2%. Let's get back into this. There's our 2%. Okay. Let's get this rolled out. 2% win. And what we'll do is we're going to minimize this in, okay, just so we know where that trade's come to. So that's taken us to a 2.72 win for today so far. Let's just take a look. We've got the impulse, the drive down. Do I dare go for another one, knowing that I'm on nearly 3% growth, or Do we just hang it out? Let's take a look. Let's go for, excuse me. It's ended where I thought it was going to go, so I'm just going to leave that for now. However, I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to draw my fibs up from there. We've got the rejection. This is where I was going to end it. It's sort of ended now, and have the stop loss just below. Again, I'm not rushing into anything as such. It's a shame because I would want to have called that beforehand. I'm glad we haven't gotten into it, to be fair, because it looks as if we're actually going to pull out underneath here. If we do, there may be another entry area that I'm looking at the moment. Just going to see what happens with these fibs for the next minute or two. We'll let the price play out. And again, I'm doing this in front of your very eyes. So there's nothing being hidden. I'm not taking screenshots and then posting them on my wall and saying, have you taken this today? I'm actually doing this live in front of your face. All we're doing is we're doing the live session. It is actually 9:45 in the morning. From there, I just pause the video. I wait for the price to move from when I've shown you where I want the entry to take place. And then from there, we start the recording again once the price has moved a little bit. So there's a live element to it, and then there's a before and after. And then I upload this to YouTube, as you well know. So if I had taken that entry on here, okay, we may have been stopped out. So that's been a good call not to get into it, to be honest. Again, we've got two areas. The inner fire zones, as I call them, or magnets, are going to be a stronger area of gravitational pull. You'll possibly find we may see some consolidation between here, because in essence it is around about 50% of that initial impulse move, and we've got imbalance as it stands, because this isn't just about talking about take a trade here and there. We're going to be talking obviously areas of where importance, where there could be a return and things like that. We've got a heavy area of imbalance in that section there from the wick. Okay, a lot of selling power to the wick. These here, this wick coming up, these would be buyers, but the sellers went back in control. So there's a few buys here between that wick there and the top of the wick here. That would be imbalance. So price does have to come back in to mitigate that area over time. And now I can relax simply because I know we've got some good profit for today. While I'm on here, guys, and we're recording, I just want to head over to Discord, okay? From there, I set some homework for everybody in my team, in my group, just at the weekend. Again, you can see on here, everybody's submitting the charts. You can see from here, Peter, he did a 32.35% gain based upon a back-tested period. And we go right in depth with these 1 minutes. And again, Peter's done really well with this. Just to analyze this for him, he had to break a structure. We come back for the trigger point. He had a win here. Again, a break a structure from here. Trigger point is the order block. Again, break a structure here. Come in, trigger point is here. And he had another win. From there, just based upon the British Pound USD 1 minute, and that's a very volatile pair. He had a 5.12 growth. Again, as described, he's got his 2 hours that he is able to trade. He's got it on the 8 and the 10:30, a bit like what I have. And that's a good growth, that, to be fair. A lot of people don't even do this within the month. From there, I've got my members chat group. A lot of people in here on the members chat group is something I'm going to have to catch up with soon. Again, we've had a strong push. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Wow. This could be an interesting trade to end our session. Break a structure. Let's go for it because we're 3% up, aren't we? So we're going to have our entry around about here, stop loss. In fact, I'm going to have the entry around to where the imbalance is, okay? And I'm going to have the TP right the way down to here. So, imbalance area. Let's just find out our zones. Let's take a look. We'll have our imbalance at let's have a look. We'll have the imbalance there, so it's going to be just above the area of the stronger magnets, or the stronger zones, I should say. From there, just above the liquidity of that candle. Okay. Again, structure wise, TP is the area down here. Okay, so we're going to have TP. This will most certainly be the last trade of the day. If it pulls off, go from here down to TP, and we want structure wise, I'm going to do it from here, this magnet here. This one will be our move trade to break even if it comes back to the return. Okay, so that's our trade, or the final trade for the day. Let's see this let's say this comes from the impulse down. Let's see if it comes back up. Okay, and we're looking for most certainly this area here to move to break even. We'll see how that plays out. We'll pause the video, guys, and we'll come back and we'll see how this plays. We'll see you in a bit. Again, we're in good profit for today. We're in around about points. We're in 2.72 with profits. Again, happy with that. Let's just see if we can get another 3% on the board with this. Just going to stop the share, pause the video, and we'll be back for the final part soon. Last stretch, guys. It's excuse me. It's now 10:10. It's chest of mine playing havoc. We are getting the push up. We're getting the push up into our priced area. We're currently around 2 pips away from it. What I'm going to leave this running. If we get to 10:30 and this hasn't ended, I will just close this trade out, to be fair. There's no point in pushing and expecting it to hit. Again, we're entering a consolidation phase because we've got the impulse here. Excuse me. Yeah. Well, I've had a bit of a bad night with the pains that I get, to be fair, so I've been up most of the night. But yeah, I mean, generally good start. Didn't get this session started until around about 8:15. I do try to get stuff done and get on here at 8 to structure it up and set things up. If I'm honest with you, because I mean, I think it's like any household with a couple of kids, to be fair. It's absolutely manic in my household between the hour of 7 a.m. up till about 8:15, simply because the kids, having to get the kids up, get the breakfast, get them ready. It's a bit of a fight to get them ready as well, to be honest. But yeah, I'll try to get on at 8 o'clock to start the structure off. Couldn't do that this morning. I was around about 8:15 when I looked at it. So I'll look at the previous swing point from where I was at that 8:15. Got in on the entry on something that was within the time of the 8 till 8:15. I'm looking at structure as a whole from what I do. It worked out better for me doing that today because it looked as if I caught something as opposed to if I was on the chart at 8 o'clock. So today, I mean, that little bit did work in my favor. I think as it's a Frankfurt Open or something, I do believe on that. I'm going to do this moving forward. In all honesty, I'll work everything from the 8:15 I'll do the 8:15 to possibly the 11:15, just before we're heading towards that sort of New York session, if that makes sense. So yeah, from last week, conclusion as we're heading into the last 20 minutes. Last week we did well. We in fact, I don't know why I'm saying we did well as if it was just okay. We did fantastic. We did fantastic overall, bringing in 12.odd%. Again, looking at these challenges that you get online, those there, that will be a pass on the first stage, most certainly a first stage, and then you're going into a second stage verification process. But again, you've got to stay structured with this. You've got to be able to work out your risk to reward, and you've got to be able to, in my opinion, the structured approach with this is the swing point, that where you're looking at your Henry T or TP, pull out those fib zones, okay? Because if you hit the Henry and it comes back down to where you wanted, excuse me, in the trend where you were expecting it to go, you are giving yourself that safety net. So once it pushes through that barrier, like I've got in the yellow circle here, if I get the Henry on the top side and then the price comes down to the bottom side, we have that area which is one of the fire zones. And you can see just by that green line going across, to be honest, just how heavily respected that line is. Okay, so it's not just a liquidity area. It's I'm using a fire zone that's built within that swing point where I know price is going to ping towards like a magnet. So if we do eventually get the price come up and touch into this area, and it comes back down, okay, so let's say the price is here, okay, price has come down, and we're waiting for the price to come up, and as it touches and enters and it comes back down, as soon as it touches here, we're moving our stop loss to break even on the anticipation that we can eventually get in on a trade that is let's have a look, get in on a trade where price is touching on here. Okay, so again, I'm going to stop the share, pause the video, we'll come back with an overall look, and as always, I'll walk through what's happened. We'll get the calculator out and we'll mark this up on our Excel sheet as well. So again, you're seeing what I do on a day-to-day basis, doing it in front of your very eyes, so I'm not hiding behind anything. Again, because a lot of these other, I don't know, groups, platforms, people that are out there, they'll put on about stuff that they've caught and things. I want to be able to be as transparent as possible. Okay, I'm not perfect. I don't always get it right. I've just found I found a system that works for me. Okay, and the system that works for me has certainly been proved from last week, and then hopefully going through this week, I'm going to be able to retain that and show you that it's worked for this week. And over time, as I do this and I do my Excel sheet, and let's bring that up. In fact, let's bring the Excel sheet up. So we've got the Forex Fire 1 minute scalper. Okay, so as we open this up, you can see week one, this is what we did: 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. We had some losses. I'm not gonna deny it, but each day was a profitable day, 12.79%. Okay, and let's just mark this out. So we've got, let's have a look. We do copy that. No, that's okay. That's that. We're going to merge and center. Get this right, John. Copy that. So you want to paste it anywhere. Cancel. I'll tell you what. Week. week 2. Let's get this grayish. Week 1, week 2. From there, copy. We'll do that. Have that orange. Let's have, it's this week's the 20th. Okay, we're drawing this out in front of you guys. 20th. And we'll have that, and we'll wait until the end of the session, and then we'll go through this and we'll see where we are. Okay, well, that's where we are for this week, 12.79 from last week, and we'll just carry on using the 1 pair, and each day I'll document this and we'll see where we are for the end of this month. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to stop the share and we'll come back at 10:30. Hi guys, John here. It's now 10:20. For me now, what we're going to do, we're going to head over, and this has just went below the TP thing, so it sort of cancelled out the liquidity here. So what we're going to do, we're going to now officially close our trade before it's even ended, and that's the end of today's session. From there, let's head on what we've looked at and do our overview. I'm going to keep this here because this is the next area. I just want to see if we'll get a reaction from here to go back to the upside. But yeah, this is where we're at. Again, 8 AM is the start I tried to get on. However, you will notice at the beginning of this video, I could not get in until around about 1/4 past. Okay, so I was in on this sort of area here. From there, I seen as we broke down structure-wise, okay, as we broke down structure-wise and the liquidity of this area here, I took an entry of this order block. Just to show you guys, and you'll see this at the beginning of the video, I took my entry from that there because we broke structure of this. Okay, from there, guys, we got in on that trade. We just skip back, and I ended almost instantly, which, in all honesty, a bit premature on my side. I should have waited for at least this sort of leg to move. So we got a 1.72 win, and then we were more or less in and out straight away on a loss, taking away 1%, giving us a 0.72. Okay, and then from there, I was structuring an area with an order block, not just on this part here. In fact, it was on this part here. We got a 2% win. And again, I do this right in front of your eyes. I don't hide behind anything. I don't say I'm in on this trade and it's already ended. I'll show you the markup. I show you where price is heading towards, and then I'll show you the after. And then I'm showing you these break-even bits. And again, I hope you've been taking a little bit of golden nuggets with these when I'm going on about how I'm predetermining a move to break even. It's something new I'm factoring in to this week's sessions. From there, again, you don't really need a calculator on it to work this bit out. You've got a 1 point, but we'll do it because we like to be visual. 1.72, we've got the X, so a -1, and then we want a +2. So 2.72 growth. Okay, let's just take a look at this. 2.72% growth. Okay, that's out there, guys. And we go on to the Excel sheet. Let's get this here. So the first trade was a 1.72%. Okay. Second trade, we had a -1%. And the last trade, we had a 2%. Okay. Overall, let's make this yellow. Growth. Growth was 2.72%. So let's get the calculation. 2.72 plus the end of week plus a 12.79. We are 15.51% growth within 6 years. Divide that by the 6 for the 6 years. That's an average of 2.58% a day. Fantastic stuff. Again, my name's been John Docherty, Mr. Forex Fire. I hope you're enjoying these sessions that I'm putting out here. If you want to know more, hit the like, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. From there, the notification bell, you'll get notified whenever I put anything new on my channel. And again, guys, please, 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 if you're seeing value in the stuff that I'm doing here, please show your support. Hit the join button. Please hit the join button on my YouTube channel. It just helps me sort of grow this a little bit more. I can get more stuff with regards to equipment and stuff with regards to my computer stuff, so I can build upon what I have and have this sort of area where you'll get access to the Discord. I just want to be able to scale this up and help as many. I want to help as many as I can, sort of not so much sort of get all of this straight away. My mission is to help you develop to get towards this. So it's to help you look at structure, define structure, look at key elements, look at key points, and by supporting me and what we do on YouTube on here means a hell of a lot. Means a hell of a lot. Got a few people that's on there at the moment. That's I'm greatly appreciated to those guys that support the channel at the moment. But I'm going to give you access to this and a whole lot more soon once we do that. Eventually, what I am going to be doing is these sessions that I'm doing, these are going to become members only area for the YouTube area. Again, because this approach has, for me, it has shown a very strong potential to not only help people grow their accounts, but if you want to go down the funded route, it's most certainly a phenomenal structured approach to be able to get through that. So at some point, I'm going to be turning the switch, and we are going to be making this an access only area based upon supporting the YouTube channel, in all honesty. And then what I'll possibly be doing from there as well, it'll be possibly live sessions on this as well. When I mean live sessions, it'll be possibly where people can come on and watch what we are doing, but only once you're a member on there, and you'll get the link to come onto the session as well. Okay, guys, so thank you very much. Thank you for the time. We have got that average growth per day of 2.58%. Overall, just under 16% growth for the week in 1 day. And today's session growth has been 2.72. Again, everything that you want to see is in the links below. Click on any one of those links, get involved with me a hell of a lot closer, a lot more, and we'll see you on the other side. And as I close it out, there we have it, guys. We've pushed through that nested area. So now I can get rid of that. we are now heading down into a lower order block on here as well. Okay, so that's where we are, and we're still in a heavy downtrend. Still a heavy downtrend on the Euro USD. It's going to be fantastic for when we get that turnaround. When we get that turnaround, I do believe, in all honesty, when we get the turnaround, let's just stop the share. If and when we get the turnaround, we will possibly end up having our first minus day, in all honesty. But once you catch that trend and you're moving with the trend on this, boy, are you going to catch these profits, or you're going to catch the growth in your account, and the percentages that you're going to see is going to be fantastic. We just need to catch that at the right time. So again, comment, like, share. Please show your support as always. Let's push this channel. Let's push what I do, and let's push this community to the next step where I can evolve this and get it to more resources, more sort of stuff to help me get to where I really want to push this. Thank you very much, guys, and we will see you on the next one.